Well, time now for the latest stop on France 24's tour of the Maghreb region in North Africa. Chris Moore has a series of reports following a 5-week road trip from Tunis to Tangier. Tonight's instalment comes from Sidi Bouzid in Tunisia, where the Arab Spring began.
Welcome. Today we're in the Tunisian town of Sidi Bouzid. It was here that almost 3 years ago now, Mohamed Bouazizi, a vegetable salesman, set himself on fire after a dispute with a policewoman. It was a moment which entered into the iconography of the Arab revolt, highlighting the disgust of the young at their lack of opportunities and the rift between the authorities and the people. To get one take on how that relationship's panning out these days, we went on patrol with a local police officer. For Sundus, every vehicle search is loaded with risk. Recently, hardline Salafists have been attacking the forces of law and order in a region where the authorities were already under pressure. Mohamed Bouazizi's now legendary self-immolation came after he was struck by a member of the municipal police. And in the eyes of some, this 29-year-old officer and her colleagues are guilty by association.
One day I was at the end of my shift manning a roundabout, and this bulky guy in his 20s came up to me. He said, "Hit me." I asked why, and he replied, "That way we can have another revolution."
Since the revolution, poverty-stricken Sidi Bouzid has witnessed violent clashes between the authorities and sections of the population frustrated their lot hasn't changed. The anger and mistrust of the police means Sundus has to keep a low profile when she's off duty.
We're scared to come out of our homes in uniform. I never know whether I'll see my husband or daughter again. I leave my work clothes at the police station and come in my civilian ones. I don't want anybody to know I'm a police officer.
Today, Sundus's husband Fauzi is off work and looking after their 2-year-old daughter. He too is a police officer and admits that their unusual family situation leaves him anxious.
On the job or in civilian clothes, I'm still a policeman. There are many things other people do that I can't. Such as going into a cafe and just hanging out like everyone else.
The insecurity is increasing. Not long after we filmed this report, 8 police officers and 2 suspected Islamist militants were killed as they clashed on the road south of town. This young couple are worried for their child's future.
Well, that was a report from Chris Moore, Karim, Hakiki and Adel Gastel. All 3 of them spent 5 weeks on the road from Tunis to Tangier. We'll be continuing their tour of the Maghreb here on France 24 each night at 9:20 Paris time. If you missed that, you can see it again at 11:20 Paris time. And tomorrow, we find them on the Tunisian island of Jerba, where they sampled the mood of the region's oldest Jewish community, who are adapting to life with Islamists in power. That's coming up tomorrow. Well, do stay with us here on France 24. Time for a short break. When we come back, the latest on the situation in the Philippines following that catastrophic typhoon. The president has downgraded the death toll. He says it's closer to 2,000 than to 10,000. But aid experts are warning that not enough money is getting through to the victims. We'll have more on that right here after this.